Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Sarah, this is Nick. We're a British couple who left the UK many years ago in search of something different. We bought a small village house in Andalusia and a little old van to take us and our 2 dogs on new adventures.
Over the last few years we've explored over 25 countries in our old van, but now, after receiving an incredible offer, we backpacked from southern Spain to northern Europe to collect a replacement home on wheels.
We've spent the last few months in Germany making the van our own, with a little bit of travel in between. Join us in today's vlog. After receiving some good news and finally getting our export plates, we begin the journey south. There's a new challenge and a change of plans as we find out what we need to do to make this van legal in Spain. It's not going to be easy. Good afternoon, folks.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel.
And today is a very exciting day and also a very worrying day.
Good and bad news, guys. Good and bad news.
Now, if you've seen from the opening scene, the opening drone shots, you'll know that the good news is we have left Velten, we have left Northern Berlin, we have our export plates,
Yes.
And we are on our way south. The paperwork, the difficult tasks and bits and bobs is done for Germany. Now we've got to do the whole even more difficult task of getting this van legal into Spain.
The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking.
We have 3 months to do it. We've got 3-month export plates, which cost us €1,000, just over €1,000. That includes your third-party insurance, and we can basically go anywhere in Europe on those plates.
Sorry about the noise in the background. There's a little dog crying because it's a bit cold.
Let's put the blanket on him. You've already got your blanket on, Diz. We can't make you any warmer. There we go. So yes, did I say it's 10 degrees today, top temperature?
3 degrees when we woke up. 3 degrees.
It's the coldest day we've had so far. And the bad news is we are doing a 14-kilometre run today. If you've been following along, or if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, we've been running every day since the start of October. We've had a couple of rest days, so it's going to be a little bit of a different vlog. We're actually going to one of Germany's very, very pretty towns.
Top 10 most prettiest towns.
Today is Sunday, so every shop in Germany is closed. I need something to keep my ears warm on this run. So on my head today, I am wearing 2 flannels tied together. And I think it works quite good as a headband, even though it might look like 2 flannels tied together on my head. Yeah, so not only is it only 10 degrees today, we just had like a major sort of downpour. It was like hailstones and everything. It was a nice morning, and then it was like... But it has cleared up again, so we're really hoping that driving an hour south, it's going to be better weather for the run.
So guys, if you're wondering where we are, so are we actually. I'll put the name up on the screen. It's just a random little sort of town with a motorhome stop with power, fill up waters, grey water empty, all that sort of jazz. Yeah, we drove for about 3 hours after leaving Berlin. We didn't drive too far. The van is driving like a dream. It's so nice to be back on the road, on the motorways, on the autobahns, and just getting places, getting south, because as we said, the weather is changing now. That's part of the reason we're parking at the stop, so we've got power, so we can have the heater on all night, plugged in, and yeah.
So it's just a simple pasta dish with tuna and onions and tomatoes and some herbs, and that should be enough to give us some energy to do this goddamn run. So yeah, it started raining again, and we're just really hoping that the weather gets better as we continue south. It's actually getting worse, not better.
How long is it going to last though? How long is it going to last?
So thank goodness the weather said what it was going to be, and we've come an hour or so south and we've got some blue skies. It's still very cold, but it's a lot better than it was on the journey down. So Nick's just taking the doggies for a walk. We found this little car park which is about 6 kilometres from the town centre.
Ready for 15k.
I thought it was 14k.
You said 15 because we're a day late.
Right, you two, make sure you guard the van with your lives, little ones. We won't be long. Okay, we have a route which is actually 6.9 kilometres. That'll be all right to the cathedral.
I'll be all right with it.
I suppose I'm going to tell you where we are. We're in the city of Bamberg.
Bamberg.
By the way, like, this is not just a running channel, as you know, it's a travel channel. But we decided to start all this whole running thing because we knew like the next kind of month or so was going to be quite stressful, and to take our minds off that, we started running. There we go. Knackered already.
Soon get warm when you start running.
I'm guessing we're about 4.5 kilometres in, maybe. That wasn't too bad. That's the first 7 done of the run, and then we've just paused the workout. You can see that okay. Not a bad pace, 45 minutes, 7 kilometres to run to the cathedral. Feel alright?
Feel alright. I regret wearing my jogging bottoms. They're a bit thick and heavy. My legs feel heavy, but yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to have a pause and have a look around town. We can't just run here and run straight back because it is a beautiful little city. And pretty happy that the flannels stayed on the head.
Yeah, looking good. No funny, no pointing people or laughing or staring.
Made it to the cathedral before it closes, quite soon actually. But yeah, so this is the Bamberg Cathedral from the 11th century, and it has 4 pointy bits, towers, steeples, towers, and numerous carvings, including this. I mean, the door's brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. Sorry about the history. All that running's gone to my head. Did Google it and then completely forgot what I was going to say as I walked out.
So as well as being one of Germany's prettiest cities, Bamberg is famous for its well-preserved medieval town centre, and was actually declared a World UNESCO Heritage Site in 1993. There you go.
There you go. So how cool is this building? This is the old city hall, and this is like considered the most important historic building in Bamberg, dating back to the 14th century.
The older part's the 14th and the newer part was added in the 18th century, yeah, and it's predominantly Gothic architecture with a hint of Romanesque and Baroque, I believe.
There's no roads here, you have to kind of cross the bridge to get to the building, these wooden bridges, which is pretty cool. And it's just sat there right in the centre of the river behind.
Yeah, it's well worth coming down here. There's some stunning murals on the side of the building, and the views down the canal either way, very, very pretty. Bamberg is a very pretty town with all these half timber houses and different blends in architecture. Definitely another one to visit.
Another one for sure to visit and spend a bit more time than we've got today. But glad we stopped by here and did our
Glad we
our
jogged
run
in.
today.
Now we're going to jog off. So that concludes the tour of Bamberg, if you can call it a tour.
Whistle stop. A whistle stop tour.
Whistle stop. It's the quickest tour we've done, and yeah, it's starting to get dark.
Yeah.
It's starting to rain a bit.
So
we need to go.
We're putting the route back to the van, to the doggies, and yeah, should just about be 7 kilometres. So you ready to start running again?
Not really. It's hard, isn't it? It's cold now. It feels like the winter's here, and there's all these cosy pubs. The first city, I've seen loads of little pubs. So nice to go for a little cheeky pint, but
we're not doing it, we're running. So
7k.
Start the app and see you back at the van.
Made it.
14.01 kilometres, pace was 6:58, 1 hour and 37 minutes. So although we're feeling okay and quite proud of ourselves and good now that we've done it, we do both feel that we might have slightly overdone it. We are quite achy, and now we've just quickly got changed because we were a bit kind of sweaty and stuff, and we're both feeling a little bit wired. So we're going to drive and find somewhere better to stay, and we need to get some diesel on the way so we can put the diesel heater on this evening because it is going to be cold and we have only got a little bit of diesel in the tank. That's the plan. Let's see where we end up. Getting up today, are you, little one? Hey, you and Dizzy, you're thinking about having a day in bed. Good morning, guys, and it is quite hard to get out of bed today, to be fair. I think it was like 1 or 2 degrees overnight, so pretty chilly when we woke up. So we whacked that Webasto on, and yeah, I've just been waiting for the van to heat up. It's very frosty outside, like our first frost and mist, and Nick was out this morning, I wasn't, I stayed in bed, and we stayed in such a kind of random place. So we ended up coming to this Concord car park, and there is some right beasts out there, like huge big luxury motorhomes. I think half of them are empty, so I think it's like a kind of a storage place. So after the 14-kilometre run yesterday, so happy that we did it. We were thinking we'd wake up really achy, but we don't feel that bad actually. A tiny bit. We feel like we've done something, so we are having a little bit of a relaxed morning, that's for sure.
But we are going to get out of bed, aren't we?
But Nick is saying that I have to get out of bed and make the bed, and then I can have a bit of a relaxed morning. Okay, that's better. I'm allowed to relax for a little bit now the bed's made. It's that staying in bed all day is a little bit, you know, over the top. But we have got a bit of a day planned today. We've got some exciting things happening later on this afternoon, you know, new place, new things to see and all that. But we are going to have a little bit of a chilled, relaxed one and just like recover from the 14k run yesterday afternoon. Yeah, so it's nice to relax with one of our favourite apps, and that is Readly, who are today's video sponsor. And if you haven't heard of Readly, they are an online subscription magazine service where you can get thousands.
Thousands, I think like 7,000 different magazines, and not just magazines, newspapers, comic books, every category you could possibly think of.
And it's all in one really simple to use, great app.
As you know, in Germany we've been struggling with internet, and really you can go to somewhere and then download the magazines and then read them when you're offline, when you haven't got a connection.
I mean, I think it's a brilliant app. And the thing is with Readly, if you read like a couple of magazines a month, that's it. That's what the subscription costs. It's just like flicking through the pages of a magazine. It's brilliant. So at the moment I have been browsing through the running magazine. Of course, it's all about the running. And I'm really inspired by this one article I've just read. This guy is saying about the fact that when you see people running past you in the street, they're always grimacing like they're in pain and everything else, and that's me. So this guy is saying he's changing that by he's smiling at people and saying hello, and that actually inspires maybe people to run more rather than going I'm in pain. So that's what I'm gonna do on the next run.
I've been looking at 101 dream destinations, searching for that perfect place where we're going to take Velton on the next adventure. I mean, there's so much to choose from, and it's brilliant because, you know, with paper magazines you can only take so many. With Readly you've just got whatever magazine you want in the palm of your hand.
It's all just there. So folks, if you want to try out Readly, there's a fantastic deal. You can get 2 months for free. Use our link in the description.
You can cancel any time, so what have you got to lose?
Yeah, we're just having a really quick use up what we have. So we've got potatoes, red peppers, onions, some eggs. Just mixed it all up for a little bit of breakfast. A nice hearty breakfast on this freezing cold day. And then we're just gonna drive. We're just gonna drive a couple of hours. It is gonna get warmer as we go south, obviously. So that's where we need to be.
Time's getting on as well. Where does the day go? Relaxing, reading magazines, and all of a sudden it's 3:30.
Where does the day go?
Getting dark soon.
Simple but tasty, my love. And just like that, the explorers are go, 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 and back on the road. Haven't done that one for a while.
Yeah. I don't know whether we do that on camera. I think that's just between ourselves, isn't it?
Is it? So, haven't filmed any of the journey. Been on the road for about an hour and a half, I suppose, and it has just kind of been like this. Sneaky!
Another sneaky one!
Sneaky!
Oh, road rage!
Traffic. Probably going to be dark by the time we get there. Anyway, we'll pick you up hopefully when we get out of the traffic and speak to you.
And put you down when we're back in traffic.
Something like that.
So guys, we've had a slight change of plan. We have left Germany. We're in France.
Just for old time's sake, you ready? 3, 2, 1. New Country Day! France!
Oh, don't know how to feel. We did want to spend a little bit more time in Germany. We had some places we really wanted to go to, Heidelberg, an old city, and drive through the Black Forest, but I think it's time to go back to Andalusia.
Yeah, basically, long story short is the whole van process is going to be bigger than we thought. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit on the channel, but we have to, I don't think there's any other way around it, we have to take everything out of the van, like completely gut the van, completely empty, and then put it through, import it in as an empty van, and then do the camperization afterwards.
Basically, the company we've been speaking to for the last 3 months has been a bit of a joke, really. You know, they assured us that it was possible, you know, pay the extra money and all that, and they said, you know, we'd just take it to an engineer in Madrid on the way down, get it viewed, and then we could go off, do whatever, and then sort out all the paperwork. Slight change in the law apparently, and now that's not possible. I mean, the last thing she said was, oh yeah, just get it camperized in Germany and then import it as a camper van, which before she said wasn't possible.
She said, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Because you'll have to camperize it twice. So, yeah, so basically we're not using that company anymore. It's quite frustrating because we've been talking to that same company since before we left for Germany. Back in June, I think we first contacted them to see if it was all possible, and we've been chatting to them the whole time along. We've organised all of this paperwork and everything they've asked for and sent it over. So many conversations to and from over the last 2 to 3 months, and now it's like, oh, we just can't trust what they're telling us anymore.
They said they'd be able to do it. We pay them another 700, so it's over 6,000. They said they'd be able to do it, but they'd have to take everything out and put it back, go up to Madrid, come back, and then go up to
They're
Madrid
just saying
again.
something different every time. And
Just trying to get the money out of us.
And to say now they're charging another 700 on top of the 4,500, and we have to now take everything out as well. It's just like, well, hold on a second, you know, it's not. So we're not using that company. So we need to get back to, home. We need to get this van sorted, and we need to find a way of doing it kind of ourselves, if you know, if you like. And I mean, we're going to try and find another company, but we're going to do it in the way that we export an empty van and then we do the camperization afterwards. In fact, it's the only way you can actually do it in Spain, anyways. It's what we thought before we spoke to this company that we're not using anymore, and it's, you know, it's what has to be done. It's not a bad thing, as we talked about in the last vlog, because it means that we'll know the van inside out, and yeah, so that's why we've kind of gone, look, we need to get back. There's no more exploring and messing about. We need to get back and get on the case. We've got 3 months export plates, but
gives us a bit of time, but it could take a while.
It could take a while, you know, and we just want to get this van legal, basically. We can't carry on exploring up here with all of this on our minds, and we do have a lot to do, so that's what we're doing. But this is our first stop in France. We just crossed the border today, and we've stopped at a lovely little random
very
place.
lucky though. We just pulled in here, drove up. There's a beautiful like Gothic cathedral or church down there, set on a river, lovely bridge. Came up to this, came in, and luckily there wasn't really one spot left, but the guy was kind enough to give us a spot right next to kind of reception. Yeah. Just walked out, the dogs were walking. It's completo now, completely full. It's very busy, lots of vans here, lots of motorhomes here, but lovely little spot right on like a marina. There's like a river running past, a marina, there's toilets, hot showers.
Hot shower. We're both really desperate for a hot shower. And you can use the washing machine and dryer, and all of this is inclusive of €11 for everything, for all of the facilities. So it's really cool. So we'll just put the name of it on screen if anyone's in the area. I mean, brilliant little stop. It does get busy apparently, but for us we really needed power tonight because we've got a problem with the starter battery. I think again we've talked about it in the vlog. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. It's a worry, isn't it? We've got a problem with the battery. We're having to be plugged in all the time for it to start in the morning. We kind of knew this could be the case, but we need to get south. We need to get to warm climates. We need power from the sun. We need solar to charge the battery until we sort it out.
And so it's important for us to have power at the moment because we've been powering it up overnight to make sure we could start, because
had a few times where it hasn't started.
This morning we couldn't start the van. And
we're like ready to go off, let's go.
And so we had to find power to plug the van in this morning to do that.
So that's why we've been staying at power stops. Now we're just kind of beelining, we're heading straight back to Andalusia. We may be stopping off to pick up a bulkhead.
We've been offered a bulkhead in somewhere in France, because if we're going to import the van in as an empty van, then obviously it needs to have a bulkhead on it, and we don't have a bulkhead. So we need to empty everything out, put the bulkhead in, probably weld metal on where the sunroof and the max fan is.
It's going to be fun, isn't it? It's a challenge.
It's a lot of fun.
We don't like doing things the easy way. I've heard a saying, if the path is too easy, it's not worth taking.
Yes. And we always wanted to do a van build, and at the end of the day this is much easier than doing a van build because it's a van that's already built. We have to take it all out and do the van build again, but at least we know how to put it back together.
And we love this layout as well. Yeah, if we did our own van build, we probably would have gone with a different layout, but this
we wouldn't
really
have thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the plan, guys. It's a little bit stressful, a little bit, oh gosh, are we going to be able to even do it? But you know, we're kind of excited about it as well, and who doesn't love a challenge, like Nick says. So we had the last stop in a German supermarket before crossing the border into Spain, and as it's New Country Day and we're going to have hot showers and get all clean and fresh, the fridge needs to get all clean and fresh as well. So I've just emptied the fridge so I can clean it all out and get everything ready, everything stocked up for the drive home. It's probably going to...
need some essentials like this, pretzels and peanuts. If I'm going to do a lot of driving, I need my nibbles.
As well as normal food, you know, as well as healthy food and proper food. He's not just going to
Can't
eat
eat
peanuts.
that while you're driving though, can you? You can't
Very
nibble
true.
on that while you're driving.
Very true. So, I mean, I think now we kind of have got it into our heads that we have to do this, like empty the van and everything else. Now we sort of know. It's like a relief, because before, when dealing with this company all this last few months, we just haven't known what's going to happen. So I think now we know, we've got a plan. It feels really good, even though the plan is going to be difficult to do and a pain in the butt. It feels good that it's like decision made, if you like. Whereas up until this point, we haven't really had that, have we?
Yeah, the whole time we've been like umming and ahhing, is it actually possible? We weren't sure, and until we got the plates on, we'd never have been, you know, 100% happy that it was all going to go ahead. So yeah, this is kind of a relief.
It feels good.
And it'd be nice to get back to our base in Andalusia. Bit of warmth, because that's another reason it's getting cold up here. We didn't pack for the winter, we didn't pack for freezing temperatures, because we came up here with backpacks.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to get back and
just get everything sorted,
Yeah.
basically. And see Vinny again. That's exciting.
Good morning, guys, and we are feeling fresh this morning after our hot showers. We had hot showers, we did laundry, feel rested and ready for a big drive. We're heading south, but before we do that, even though it's raining, I thought I'd have to just come out and appreciate this little random French town we find ourselves in. That park up, Air de Camping, was a great place to park up and rest and recuperate. Even better if the sun's shining, because you can sit on the banks of the river, do a bit of fishing. Not sure if it's allowed, but I saw people doing it. Great little spot. And so I had a little run into the town yesterday to go to the supermarket. It looks very old, typical French, and I thought I'd best have a little walk along this promenade to check out this beautiful old bridge and this stunning Gothic cathedral. Stunning little bridge. It'd be lovely to supboard down there in the summer when the sun's shining and it's warm. An amazing Gothic cathedral. Looks like in the town there's loads of nice old buildings as well, but yeah, time to get south.
Here he is. He wanted me to come with him, and I was like, no way, it's miserable, it's raining out there. And I went for a little run yesterday into town. So anyway, guys, we are ending the vlog. Thank you all so much for watching, and in next week's vlog you will see our journey back down to Andalusia. We may even be back down in Andalusia.
In a wanna. No,
all night long. Pro plus. What else? Red Bull. No. Yeah, so next week I'm sure we will be home. If not, we will be very close to home, and we've got the arduous task of emptying the van, doing van build.
And all that
good
red
stuff.
tape stuff.
Anyway, thanks guys, thanks for watching. Join us for daily updates on our other socials. Come over to Patreon and join us there for extra content.
But most importantly, don't forget to subscribe.
Really
Please,
important.
it really helps us out. It's free,
We
it's
love
easy.
our subscribers so much. We love all of our viewers, but our subscribers we love even more.
They're the best.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on next Thursday.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
So, Bamberg is famous for being...
It's famous for being Bamberg.
famous for being southern Germany's hub.
Just read from your phone.
I'm going to just read it. So it's famous for being southern Germany's hub of the Enlightenment during the So Bamberg is famous for being southern Germany's hub of the Enlightenment. Why can't I say that word? Enlightenment. Bamberg is famous for being the southern German hub of the Enlightenment of the 18th century. I don't even think I said that right again.